Men don't want to go to therapy or to church, and I'm a therapist, so I shoulder some of the blame on this. First, let's look at therapy culture and talk about what's going on. So many people have just been left fragile instead of emotionally strong. And then a lot of times the message people take away, and it's partly on us, is that our feelings are always the truth. And we know from research they're just not. And then a lot of times we're getting this message across that struggle, just the everyday hard stuff that happens to us in life, we're automatically calling it trauma. And guys don't want to hear that message. Guys actually know that's not true. They want something challenging. And then the church went too far into therapy culture, and so much of what gets talked about now is feelings rather than formation and building that strong character. And then there's this weird Jesus is your boyfriend vibe where he just wants you to lean into his embrace, and it just makes faith seem safe and soft rather than strong. And then finally, they took sacred mission, which is what men really need, and they replaced it with things like small groups and support groups. So the message they're hearing from therapy and the church is that they need to feel deeper and be softer and talk longer. And all these things have their place. But if you lead with this stuff with men, you're never going to get them. And then that makes men feel like they're weak, or that they're a victim, or that they're broken. And I just don't know many men who want to stick around for that. But the good news is Gen Z men are leading a revival across the globe, and they're coming to churches in bigger numbers. And I'll put some stats in the captions to back that up. But what they're showing up for, what they want is calling, something bigger than themselves that they can sacrifice themselves for. They're not looking for therapy, at least not yet. Therapy has its place, but it's got to be in the context of something bigger, in service to something larger. So churches, you got an awesome opportunity. The men are on their way to you. My question to you is, are you ready? Because men, we really do want to go deep, but we got to have three things in order to go deep first. We got to have purpose, something bigger than ourselves to give ourselves to and belong to. Next, we got to have respect. We got to know we're needed. And finally, we need adventure. We need something to dive into that challenges us. We don't want easy. So to sum it up in one sentence for both the therapists and the churches, men don't open up till they're called up.